What's up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys a review for Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 11, Episode 20. This is the reunion. Not the reunion, the season finale. I believe the name of the episode was Caught in the Middle. Jump right into it. So we're going to have a parallel between Nene and Marlo talking in that swag boutique, and then Cynthia and... and Candy talking in the restaurant. So Nene and Marlo, they bring up... Well, Nene brings up that she is trying to open up a third store and wants that to be a flagship store, but isn't Swag Boutique already that? Doesn't really matter. Candy and Cynthia are talking. Cynthia has partnered with Seagram for her own signature drink, and I'm sitting here like, man, I'm from the hood, so I know all about that Seagram vodka. Like, us in the hood, we talk about, that whole blue label and shit, like, crazy shit. But it's a wine cooler nonetheless. Candy brings up the soft open at OLG. They talk about Eva leaving, and then also Candy brings up that Eva had mentioned that she was wanting to move, and this was like immediately following the honeymoon, and that seemed to be a little bit weird to her. Simultaneously, Marlo brings up Eva. Nene feels that something is off, and that she feels that Eva might be feeling embarrassed and probably thought that no one would find out. And my thing is, if Eva is supposed to be a little sister to you, why are you even bringing her up like this? You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's one of those where a little sister, friend, whatever, that should have been a table discussion. Like, we ain't even finna go there. I gotta kick, being catty and whatnot and messy, but especially with the cameras being there. But again, we all know Nene fate. Marlo says that she could set up a GoFundMe, but I'm just like, okay, we done seen many different instances, both when they was on the group trip and even, many different instances of her fucking, wig being pulled up and whatnot. So it's just like, how about you start a GoFundMe for, your wig, them edges, and then, you could talk about setting up a GoFundMe for anybody else. Again, I digress. So Nene brings up Kenya without saying her name, talking about, Cynthia's friend, how, actually, I'm going to read it from here. So she brings up how Kenya was asked a question on social media, and it was called text delete, and it was Andy, Portia, Nene, and she was asked that by a fan, and her response is she would call Portia, text Andy, and then delete Nene. Now, if we're going to keep it all the way a buck, we know that she and Nene never really got the fuck along, even though they tag teamed, and play, hot potato with Kim Zolciak's scalp. During the reunion, we all know that they are not and were never friends. And every chance Nene got, she did shade the fuck out of Kenya. So we ain't even gonna play that. And of course, she's not gonna say nothing bad about Andy because, even though she ain't getting the check this season, she still is not gonna sit here and mess up their relationship. So I get it. I understand it. And she then goes on to say that she unfollowed her, and she knew that the blogs and whatnot would jump on that. Who the fuck cares? Now, anybody that is messy enough, and there are people out there to be sitting here stalking somebody, pay see if somebody's befriending somebody, whatever, they ain't got a fucking liar. Again, who the fuck cares? Nobody. I don't. But who the fuck cares? She says that it is Kenya being strategic, and it's a fake beef. But if that's her being strategic, aren't you kind of falling into the shit? Like, that makes absolutely no sense. Again, say what you want. Kenya plays chess, Nene plays checkers. Point blank and the period. So Cynthia and Candy bring up the baby shower of Kenya. And, they're happy that Portia and Kenya have made up. Candy mentions how Kenya did not invite Nene to the baby shower, but it shouldn't have been a fucking issue. But then Nene is taking jabs, so pretty much a burner post on the baby shower, she's throwing all these, sideways comments where it's just like, okay, you're starving for attention, you're looking for attention for somebody who doesn't give a fuck about Kenya. You're certainly pressed about not being invited to this event, especially when the cameras aren't there, because of course she's gonna be there to turn up for the cameras, obviously. What else? And then Nene and Marlo are talking still, and Nene whole thing is, oh, well, I was being sarcastic. Right. And she says, oh, and I'm going through a lot. And it's like, if you're going through a lot, you wouldn't be focusing on this petty bullshit if you're really going through a lot. And I can say that because I have family members in my family, obviously, that have passed away from cancer. One being my closest cousin, Yolanda, and she was living on the second floor apartment, which is actually my apartment now when I actually go back to the States. But she lived up there. My mother and I, we were on the first floor. So, and we moved my cousin from the south side of Chicago to the west side. And I was up there and I slowly started to see her, you know, like withering away. And this is her second time with cancer. Her first time, she had both her breasts chopped off. We thought she beat it. It came back more aggressive, hit her bone, liver, and spine. So I'm starting to see her wither away to a person that I don't recognize. I'm seeing the toll that it's taking on her children. And of course, my mother and I are being caretakers for her. And the messed up thing is, I had just got off work from Target, went to sleep, saw a phone call from her brother, my first cousin, and and I literally ignored it because I'm just like, all right, this ain't about shit. And then the next thing I know, I wake up to hearing my mother and her sisters, you know, in the kitchen, because my room is like connected to the kitchen. And I'm trying to figure out, like, hold the fuck on. Like, it's not even 5 o'clock. It was like 3 o'clock. And I'm like, why the fuck do I hear my mom? And I go out there to hear, like, did you hear about Yolanda? I'm like, no. And they said she passed. And that was it. It took me the fuck out. But even going through all of that, and having somebody in the building, and literally every chance I got, I'm up there, I'm helping her, not to mention my stepfather, his right side's paralyzed. So I'm sitting here, you know, helping out with two people, trying to take the burden off of my mother, trying to take the burden off of my cousin's children, and still going the fuck to work. So I know how it is. And when you actually going through shit, you ain't got time for the bullshit. So again, every time something comes up, oh, well, I'm dealing with a lot. But if you're dealing with a lot, why the fuck you on social media? Anyway, because I'm about to get mad. Cynthia brings up that Nene was upset that Kenya didn't reach out to her as quickly as all the other women did when they all found out that Greg had cancer. So it's not the fact that she didn't reach out; it's the fact that all the girls rushed to her to be like, "Oh, you know, not necessarily my condolences, but I'm praying for you." And then Kenya didn't like jump right on. But again, Nene wants everybody up her ass. And obviously she's mad that Kenya isn't up her ass. And I actually think that this might also have some reason as to why she didn't even return as a friend to the cast. Because y'all know that Nene has a certain amount of pull. Obviously Andy was mad that she didn't share her marriage and whatnot. But again, whatever. Digress. Nene said that she may not be going to Cynthia's event, you know, because she needs her to, you know, feel how, support feels, but that's not showing her how support feels. Look, man, I ain't even got to do, but Marlo is trying to talk her down. We get to Portia, her gender reveal, nothing is put together. And I'm trying to figure out where's Portia's assistant, because Portia's assistant should have been there and should have been lighting a fire up under their asses to make sure that when Portia got there that everything was the fuck together. Regardless, nothing was like, things were put up, but it wasn't all together. You have her fiance and baby's father, Dennis, sitting there, you know, trying to calm her before she went in there. Even got up in old boy ass and whatnot. Portia breaks down. It's sad. It is what it is. And Dennis decides we're going to move up the gender reveal so everything can, you know, finish getting put together. And it is embarrassing to have guests coming in and whatnot. And I'm going to say this, even though I'm not a event coordinator, I've thrown many of events. And I guarantee you one, the first things I do is make sure that the decorum is set. Granted, it ain't a whole lot. It's just me entertaining some people. But I make sure that all of that is set first. And then I get to cooking all the food and everything else. But at least make sure that's done. I'm trying to figure out with that space. I'm pretty sure it was already rented out. Why the fuck they wasn't setting that shit up the day before? You know what I'm saying? And it seemed like it was just, you know what? Anyway, moving the fuck on. It's a girl. Everything eventually came together. Moving on to Cynthia's event, Nene is treating Greg like a fucking dog, saying, you sit here, you over here, and that shit was really irritating the fuck out of me on some I'm not gonna... she better hope and pray nothing bad comes to her for treating him like this. That's all the fuck I'm gonna say, because I was gonna say some other shit, but it was gonna come out real fucking nasty. Kenya comes with Candy. Nene says, I think a monster's here. And it's just like, yeah, it's you. Did you finally look in the face and see that? Oh, that is so fucking cute. Fuck out of here. Nene sees Kenya. Said that already. Nene is looking around like this, waiting for Kenya to say something to her. Kenya never says anything. Kenya goes, hugs, kiss everybody and all that whatnot, and then say shit to fucking Nene. Marlo comes in, it's like, oh, Kenya, and then tries to comment her, like, oh, I didn't see Kenya's like, how could you not see all of this? But still ain't saying shit to fucking Nene, knowing that it's eating her the fuck up. And again, you play right into her fucking head. Like, the shit is fucking beautiful. It really is. Cynthia comes in and says, I'm glad you're here. I didn't expect you to be here. Kenya is just like, but you told her that you wanted me here. And Cynthia said, but I didn't know you were going to be here. Let me see. Did I miss something? I said that. So Nene is throwing jabs at Kenya, you know, and it's one of those jabs where it's like, I'm saying it under my breath, but I'm saying it loud enough for you to hear. Kenya ain't paying her no motherfucking mind. Cynthia gets up to give a speech. Kenya does what Kenya does. Makes the moment about her, and it what the fuck it is. Sorry about that. That was my roommate. So Cynthia's giving a speech. Okay, third time. Oh shit. My notes are over there. Okay, alright. Fourth time, alright. Cynthia's giving a speech. Kenya gets up there, grabs the mic, says some kind words. Cynthia, I'm pretty sure, can see that on Nene's face she's a little perturbed. So she mentions Nene's name, calls for Greg, and Nene is like, nah, Greg, you good right here. Again, treating him like he's a fucking kid. So fucking annoying. And then you have Eva saying in her confessional, you know, everything's not about you. You also have Cynthia saying it's embarrassing, but I guess she didn't want Greg to have that moment. I was like, ooh, a little bit of shade there. I was here for it. Nene keeps saying that, oh, she's leaving. She keeps saying it. And she only wants attention. I say that because if you're leaving, she would have been gone. But she was doing that because she wants somebody to run after her. Like, it's tiresome, it's annoying, it's reductive, it's played, it's tried, all that good shit. Any other words you could think of, that's what the fuck it was. So you have Candy talking to Nene, trying to comfort her. Kenya's getting ready to leave, kisses Candy, walks off, and you have Nene saying goodbye. It's like, you are so thirsty for her attention. It's ridiculous. Like, it's pathetic, to say the least. And then Candy calls Kenya back. Kenya comes back, you know, and you have Nene still trying to address her. Kenya saying she's saying goodbye, and then she says to Greg, and I quote, Greg, speedy recovery, Greg. You're always in my prayers. And then walks away, treated her ass like a fucking ghost, like she was not the fuck there. I fucking hollered. That shit was hilarious. So I'm not gonna talk about they fucking wrap up and meetups and everything. Don't really fucking care. Moving on to the meetup, because technically the show would have ended there, but there's still like another 15 minutes. There's a meetup between Cynthia and Nene. Cynthia. So before that, you have. Actually, before that ended, I'm sorry, there was a clip of Cynthia supposedly saying to her man that I was supposed to act like Kenya wasn't coming. Fast forward, getting ready for the meetup, Cynthia calls Candy saying, and as soon as Cynthia announced herself, Candy's like, I might let her know, like, hey, understand that whatever you say is gonna pick up. And Cynthia's just like, we got to make sure we're on the same page of setting up how Kenya got here. And I know a lot of people look at that crazy, but it's just like, okay, we finna go into this. We know how Nene crazy ass is. Let's just make sure that we're on the same page with what the fuck we're going to say. Does it seem shady? Yeah, it does. So Nene is with Tanya because she feels that, you know, if Marlo was there, well, Tanya will understand the importance. If Marlo was there, she would just try to say her point. And I'm like, it's funny how you invite Tanya, but you shit on Tanya this whole entire fucking season. And I think a lot of this is she's trying to grab at alliances and whatnot. And the funny, you know what? We're going to wait to the reunion for me to sit here and say how I feel about her and alliances and everything else. Whatever. So Nene starts fake crying already, got her head down and whatnot before the girls even get there, being all soft spoken and whatnot. Nene says that she feels something has happened between them, her and Cynthia, and says that you are not the same friend to me as you are with the other. And here's the reality: no person is ever going to be the same with both. And the reality is, even though what I just said is true, since you're not with them, you don't know the relationship with them. And last that I checked, I don't see Cynthia being all the way up Kenya's ass as she is with, you know what? See, again, we ain't fucking doing that. As y'all can see, I don't see it for Nene. And the only other person on the show I don't see it for is Portia. But I ain't here nor there. So Cynthia says, what happens between you two is between you two. Nene whole thing is, but you know, you don't check her the way that you check us. And that, you know, you need to be neutral. And Cynthia whole thing is, are you talking about the social media thing? She was like, y'all play the social media game. That ain't got shit to do with me. So that right there is between y'all. Then she brings up, well, at your event at your house, the first thing you say is, no talking about Kenya. She has every right to fucking do that. And last that I checked, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, most of the time she's with Kenya, they're not even discussing Nene. So there's really no need for her to say that. And I'm pretty sure Kenya ain't saying nothing to her about Nene. Now, when she's with her boy, I think it's Brandon, she probably is going all the way to fuck in. But not then. Not there. Again, somebody's reaching, trying to have a moment. Then Nene brings up the press and how she's doing all this shit for the press and whatnot. And then Nene says, you should have brought it to me that you were going to invite her. Now, here's where I somewhat can agree with Nene, but I'm also going to disagree. First and foremost with me, I'm friends with people that don't fucking like each other. I am. And I have said to these two entities and other entities where it's just like, hey, when I'm talking to you, don't bring up this person. We can talk about facts, but once we start, you know, degrading and talking shit, I ain't got it to do. If I'm in their presence, I'll respectfully ask for them not to do out of respect for me, but I can't control grown people. They start doing, I'm gonna walk the fuck away. It is what the fuck it is, because ain't nobody finna ever sit here and be like, oh yeah, he was there when I said, we ain't even finna fucking do that shit, because I'm way too adult and too grown for the bullshit. Anyway, there are times that I'll ask, like, hey, who all's coming to an event? This person, that person. And I'll ask if I know the group and the clique, is this person coming? And if they say yes, depending on the magnitude, I'm either going to say I ain't coming, or, you know, I don't fuck with this person, I will come in support of you. But if this person come in on that rah-rah, I am going to attempt to find you if you are not next to me. I will graciously leave, because I'm not trying to sit here and fuck up your event and make the event about me. Because even though I'm very docile and introverted, I have an energy about me to where I can sit here and change the whole fucking mood. And I will make it perfectly known that I don't fucking like this person. We can be in a motherfucking group talking. That motherfucker can say something and I ain't got shit to say to him. Kind of how the fuck Kenya did Nene. But that's me. So I can understand that. But again, when you saw her, it's too easy for you to have gotten the fuck up and moved away, or just not say anything to her. So do I get it? Yes, I get it. Now, if you guys watch Candy's little show that she does on her YouTube channel, I'll do my best to link it in the description box. They talked about it. Long story short, Cynthia invited everybody. Kenya said that she wasn't going to come, mostly because she wasn't getting paid for it. And then you had Candy talk her into it. And that's when she showed up last minute. And both her and Candy have the same exact story. So, hey, I ain't finna sit here and call any of them liars. And that's when it all happened. Point blank and the fucking period. But Cynthia had a point where she told her, like, it's my event. I ain't got to sit here and, you know, say shit to any fucking body. And we not going to sit here and forget, like, Nene didn't even come at Kenya when Nene invited, what's that boy name? Her old fucking flame, the truck driver dude, to Walter, to her wedding and whatnot, knowing that she invited Kenya.
To me, as a grown woman. I make my decisions. No bitch that with any friend that I have will never tell me who I can and cannot talk to.
And I'm not saying that. I'm saying as a friend, girl.
You know what? When I get ready to have an event, I'm not going to be thinking about whether Kenya's going to be uncomfortable or not. When I have my event, I'm going to be worried about how fabulous Nene event's going to be.
Well, Nene is going to be fabulous, and I'm going to be going with
Good night, Kenya.
But again, I fucking digress. So you had Cynthia sitting here getting, Cynthia was getting in that ass, man. I was hollering. And then Nene keep saying that she is her sister. Where it's just like, you have this overinflated sense of self and self-worth. Like, again, miss me with the bullshit. And she was getting so mad because Cynthia wasn't even fucking having it. Cynthia was checking that ass. I was just like, come the fuck on, Cynthia. I was so fucking happy. And then Nene, you know, begins to do that whole little breakdown thing, and then I'm leaving, and this is where, you know, Cynthia had me all the way fucked up, because I would have did one or two things. I would have been like, bye, because what Nene did is, Nene knows how to sit here and manipulate Cynthia. She does. But at the same exact time, Nene is sitting here playing this power move of, okay, I'm going to get up and walk away and leave you with all the negative energy so I can feel as if I've won. Or I know you're going to chase after me. That bullshit. Again, I would have either been like, bye, and start talking to Tanya and Candy, or I would have been like, you know what, I'll do you one better. Threw some money on the table and walk my ass the fuck out again. I ain't that motherfucking dude. Like, we can sit here and play tit for tat. I am that fucking petty. But then, because, you know, you keep having Nene saying, I'm going through a lot. Now, Cindy gave her a bland apology, like, I apologize, but she was still kind of going in. Nene gets up, they go outside. Cindy apologizes, says, I won't do it again. That's my second episode, season finale. Thank you guys so much for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, and share. I'll see you guys for the next video. Peace.